But I am doing IAS Economics Optional 2022 Paper 1 Question 3c. I started writing in my words. Please write down the actual wording. Discuss the effectiveness of monetary policy in an open economy with flexible exchange rate and perfect capital mobility. Will this policy remain effective with fixed exchange rate also, while other things remain same? Explain. While other things remain same, explain. Okay, very, very easy question, but it's a 20-mark question. So we have to answer accordingly. Try it, give it a try. So in this question, because it is asking the effectiveness of monetary and fiscal policy, monetary policy in particular, under flexible and fixed exchange rate, we have to begin by explaining what Mundell-Fleming model is about, because it is a 20-mark question, right? The answer should not be small. And we have to make sure that we answer with proper graphs. Only answering in words will not be enough, right? So first we have to ensure that it is according to a 20-mark answer. It should not be a very simple answer to begin with. And secondly, we have to ensure that it covers all graphs, right? Okay, so let's begin. So first of all, what I will do better, because the question talks about perfect capital mobility, I'll try and I'll word this. So write down open economy with perfect capital mobility means financial capital can move freely across borders. Financial capital can move freely across borders, right? The balance of payment curve under such situation is horizontal. So why is the balance of payment curve horizontal? Because very small movements in interest rate can cause huge movement in the capital, perfect capital mobility, right? So that's the reason that the BP curve or the BOP curve is horizontal, right? So let's just write one line on this also. Huh? So write down. The balance of payment curve in this situation is horizontal as small changes in interest rate, very small changes, can cause huge movements in capital. Thus, R is always equal to R star. That means the interest rate in your country is always equal to the interest rate in the world, right? So that means interest rate in domestic economy equals interest rate in global economy, right? For capital account to be in equilibrium. For capital account to be in equilibrium. Is it clear? We have explained how the BP curve looks. Now we want to move on to flexible exchange rate. Flexible exchange rate. So what we can do better? This is my BP curve. IAS LM. Now, we are talking about expansionary monetary policy. So, under expansionary monetary policy, the LM curve shifts rightwards. If the initial equilibrium is at E, I can mark this point at E. The economy reaches point E dash. Economy reaches point E dash. This causes interest rate to decrease. The interest rate has decreased, and thus capital flows outwards. Outwards means there is outflow of the capital, right? Outwards will not be a right word. So you can say thus capital flows. There is, so you can say the, and thus there is outflow of capital. That makes more correct wording. There is outflow of capital. The capital is moving out. Now, when the capital is moving out, this causes decrease in demand of domestic currency, and hence depreciation of the currency. So the currency starts depreciating. Now, when the currency depreciates, what will happen? Leading to increase in net exports. When the currency starts depreciating, the net exports start increasing. When the net exports increase, this causes the IAS curve to shift outwards. This causes the IAS curve to shift outwards, and economy reaches equilibrium at E double dash. So we can say that at E double dash, the IAS, LM and BP intersect, and hence equilibrium is attained. IAS, LM and BP intersect, and when IAS, LM and BP meet, the equilibrium is attained back in the economy. Okay. So therefore, we can go ahead and we can say that we have again attained equilibrium, but the output level is higher. The output level is higher. So since the output level is higher, monetary policy is effective. Right? Now the question says, go back to the question says, will this policy remain effective with fixed exchange rate also while other things remain the same? So write down part B. Fixed exchange rate. So write down no, the monetary policy will not remain effective under fixed exchange rate due to impossible trinity. Due to impossible trinity. You can explain impossible trinity then, beta. So you have exchange rate being fixed, monetary policy autonomy, and perfect capital mobility. Monetary policy autonomy means that can I use monetary policy? Can I use monetary policy to go ahead and to increase output in the economy? Is that possible or not? That is what monetary policy autonomy goes ahead and suggests. So, अब हमने क्या बोला? What we have said? We are saying that whenever we achieve these two beta, when exchange rate is fixed and when we have perfect capital mobility, ये दोनों चीजें हमने fix कर दिए यहाँ पे. That what the question is saying. Then in that case, I cannot use monetary policy. Monetary policy becomes ineffective. That is what this is. So we can say that according to this, if exchange rate is fixed and capital is perfectly mobile, monetary policy will be ineffective. तो मॉनेटरी पॉलिसी इसमें इनइफेक्टिव हो जाएगी. यू कैन नॉट यूज मॉनेटरी पॉलिसी इन सच सिचुएशंस. अच्छा, टू टॉप अप दिस आंसर, इस आंसर को कंप्लीट करने के लिए यू कैन ऑल्सो शो द सेम थिंग थ्रू द मुंडेल फ्लेमिंग मॉडल. तो हम क्या करेंगे, व्हाट वील डू, वील गो अहेड एंड मेक दिस बेटा बीपी IAS LM. हाँ, and so when there is monetary policy expansion, LM curve shifts to right. The LM curve will shift to right. This leads to decrease in interest rate and hence capital outflow. इतना सेम है कि इंटरेस्ट रेट डिक्लाइन होगा, you will move from point E to E dash and capital will outflow. But since exchange rate is fixed to hold exchange rate fixed, the decrease in demand of money must be followed by decrease in supply of money. की जगह we can write domestic currency. Decrease in demand of domestic currency. I'll just explain this. हाँ, क्या बोल रही हूँ मैं यहाँ पे, give me a minute. Listen, हाँ, तो क्या हुआ कि सबसे पहले हमने सप्लाई ऑफ मनी को इंक्रीज किया. वी इंक्रीज्ड द सप्लाई ऑफ मनी. द LM कर्व शिफ्टेड राइटवर्ड्स. जब LM कर्व राइटवर्ड हुआ, वी मूव फ्रॉम पॉइंट E to E dash and this caused a decrease in interest rate. When interest rate decreased, beta, it started outflow of capital. Capital started moving out. Whenever capital move out, it puts a downward pressure on the exchange rate. It causes depreciation of currency. But I cannot depreciate my currency. So if I have to appreciate my currency, अगर हमें currency को appreciate करना होता है, we always reduce the supply of domestic currency. So here we can see that when capital is moving out, we notice that there is a decrease in demand of domestic currency. किसी भी so this is what is happening in India currently. As of September 2025, the foreign investment portfolio is declining. Nobody wants to invest in India. ठीक है, they want to invest outside India because अभी क्या लग रहा है ना, they think that dollar is more, we can say dollar is more uh, safe option, risk free option. So everyone wants to go outside India, right? तो उसको देखते हुए the demand of Indian currency is decreasing. अब अगर demand decrease हो रही है, to keep the currency constant, to keep the exchange rate same, we must decrease the supply also. So this is what I've written here, ki when the demand starts decreasing because of capital outflow, you decrease the supply of the domestic currency also. But when you decrease the supply of the domestic currency, then it leading to leftward shift of the LM curve. leading to leftward shift of the LM curve. Is it clear? So basically now what has happened now that the LM curve has shifted backwards. जो LM curve rightward shift हुआ था, we shift that LM curve backwards beta. And therefore we reach back this original equilibrium E. हम इसी equilibrium पे वापस आ जाते हैं. So therefore, thereby the new equilibrium turns back at E. So we started from E, we went to E dash, from E dash we came back to E, and therefore we can go ahead and we can say that output remains unchanged. So monetary policy is ineffective under fixed exchange rate. Monetary policy is ineffective under fixed exchange rate. Is it clear? This is how you can go ahead and you can write the answer. This is a perfect answer for 20 marks. Whether you are sitting in your IAS Economics Optional paper, your DEPR paper, your Indian Economic Service exam, for any written exam, for a 20-mark answer, this is a perfect answer. We have explained everything possible in this. Okay? I hope this is clear to everyone. Okay, beta. Thank you.